What does it cost to do a full face of e.l.f? e.l.f. used to be, everything was like $2, $3, you know, $4 or $5. Things have changed, and after the $18 Halo Glow Tint came out, it kind of got me curious as to what else is going on with e.l.f. prices. I haven't really delved into the brand for a while. There were some things that I was really curious to try out that I'm so glad that I did, and I am really in love with the way this makeup look came out. e.l.f. has two powders now, which one is $14. Yes, $14. And the other one is $8, and one is definitely a standout amongst the other. So yeah, today was just, it was really fun to kind of play with all these e.l.f. products. There's a lot of stuff that's come out since I've been played with the brand, and we will total it up and find out what it costs to do a full face of e.l.f. Yeah. We're gonna go ahead and get started with our full face of e.l.f. I'm gonna go ahead and keep a running total of everything that we purchased and exactly how much it costs to put together a full face of e.l.f. because I'm honestly in total shock. They had two different powders. Now, I know that everyone was kind of in a big scuffle over the $18 e.l.f. Halo Glow Tint. I did try that out. I wasn't the biggest fan because that one did oxidize quite a bit on me. We're gonna see why one is $8 and why one is $14. The e.l.f. Halo Glow Powder is $8 and the Halo Glow Powder Filter is $14. Yes, okay, I'm gonna stop saying that. $14 for that. I went with the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer with 4% niacinamide. It's a very jelly-like consistency. And again, it is that kind of like, I mean, it's the Power Grip Primer, so it is gonna be tacky. I'm going into that knowing this. Oh, it's so tacky. You hear it sticking to my face, like it's like Velcro. I'm just not sure if sticky, tacky primers is my thing, but this one is a little less tacky than the green one in my opinion. I've got all my plant babies in the back. Don't mind them, they're joining us. It's actually watering day. I watered everybody already. They're just waiting to go back to their homes, but I was so excited to play with this makeup that the plant babies are waiting, so they're gonna hang out with us today. Alright, so we are going to go in with the Soft Glam Satin Foundation. I've heard about this foundation for a really long time. People rave about this foundation. I do have high hopes for this. I went with the shade Medium Neutral. Okay, so lately I have really been enjoying this e.l.f. liquid blush brush to do my foundation. Okay. This shade match is not bad. It's a little light. Or I prefer it to be a hair too light as opposed to too dark. I feel like I can play with it a little bit with bronzer and whatnot. These are my darkest spots that I have right now, so that's kind of what I'm using to judge coverage. And I would give this a good solid medium coverage. I could probably build it up to a full if I wanted to go in with another layer, but I don't need that for today. Once you get the foundation over top of the primer, the stickiness factor starts to be less apparent. Maybe sticky primers have their place. It does seem to be laying very nicely over the primer. And as you can see, my brown spot, it's poking through. If I really wanted to cover it up, I would have to go in with some concealer. It is saying hello, but that doesn't bother me. For concealer, I picked up the e.l.f. Camo Hydrating Concealer. They had a 16-hour version, and then they also had the hydrating version. I went with the hydrating version in medium neutral as well. I didn't want to go with anything too bright. It's got a doe foot applicator, which I like for concealer. Like, I really enjoy the It Do It All concealer, but I'm not a big fan of that twist up delivery system. I do like that this has a slight peach tone to it because that works good for my dark circles. Oh, the thunder. That thunder is something serious. All right, let's see how this covers. Ooh, that's covering the dark spot pretty good. You can see it peeking through it a little bit, but it's masking it, which is all I'm really asking for. Sorry for the gloomy shadows. I try to stay away from taking concealer directly under my eyes because of it will just crease there on me. And that is covering up this other little dark circle a little bit more. If we want to bring it up, tap that from the brush. No, I think I'm just tapping it off. They have this whole camo line. So for the liquid products, I went with the camo concealer, the camo liquid bronzer and contour, and the camo liquid blush. So let's go ahead and do the camo liquid bronzer and contour next. And I went with the shade medium. I'm gonna put, I don't like to go directly in with products like this when I'm not familiar with them onto my face. So I'm just gonna put a little bit onto my hand. And then I think we can probably disperse that on both sides. A bit red for my liking. I was hoping, because it says liquid bronzer and contour, this is definitely pulling much more bronzer on me. I was hoping it would be a little cooler toned. It is blending in really, really well. Whatever's left on my brush, I'm not gonna go with a lot, but I'm just gonna take whatever's left and try to blend this down. It's serving a certain purpose. It's not really, for me, it says liquid bronzer slash contour, but I don't feel like it's doing both of those jobs for me. And then for the blush, I went with the color Dusty Rose. I kept going back and forth on what color I wanted to try in the blush. They have quite a selection in the blushes, just so I'm not taken back. Because sometimes if I don't go in on my hand first, things get a little jump scare like. Okay, so let's, okay, that is intense. That is pigmented, pigmented, pigmented. But we are gonna go over this with powder, so I don't have blush blindness. We will tone this down a little bit. I honestly admire people that wear a bold blush because I think it's a sign of confidence, and I just really enjoy the way it looks in a makeup look. It's like, I want to be a bold blush person. I know there's a bold blush Mary in there, but for today we're probably going to powder this down quite a bit. Here's where we're going to have these two powders, and we're going to figure out why one is $8 and why one is $14. The shade ranges on these were kind of everywhere. So I did go with medium in the e.l.f. Halo Glow, the loose setting powder, and I went with medium neutral in the pressed powder. Let's go in with the loose powder on this side. I'm just gonna start with a little bit. This is the Halo Glow powder. So when I've used this in the past, I noticed that you don't want to go too heavy with this powder. It can kind of make you look cakey and a little, not a cute glow. Let's see how she sets in everything. Ooh. Yeah, as long as you go light-handed with her, she's nice. It's when you go overboard. But she kind of makes you look a little like the Tin Man. And then this is with no powder at all. The Molle de Resistance, the big cheese, the Mac Daddy, the $14 pounder. I don't know if that was Godfather or American Tail, Five Goes West. I don't know what I was just doing. Okay, so the $14 powder. That to me looks orange. My daughter swore this didn't look orange. I think it looks orange. She said, no, Mom, don't go with the lighter one. That one doesn't look, this one, this puff, that's not happening. Okay. Why does it look orange to me? Okay. It's not looking orange so far. It's not really changing the color of the foundation a whole lot from what I can tell. It is, like I said, a bit gloomy outside. This is the $14 side. And this is the $8 side. Now that we're powdered up, I'm gonna put on this e.l.f. Squeeze Me Lip Balm to just be treating my lips a little bit while I finish getting ready. Now next I'm gonna go in and we're gonna clean off our brows a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and do one quick layer of this Dewy Coconut Mist setting spray. That's just total camel spit on my face. Like completely. Okay, let's get her going. That was my fault. I should have got her going first. Okay, let's put the spray on. Ooh, it does smell very coconutty. This reminds me of something. Oh, what does this remind me of? This reminds me of something specific. I don't know what it is. It's gonna drive me crazy. We did go with the e.l.f. Wow Brow Tinted Gel. Usually, if it's a good tinted brow gel, I can get away with just that for my brows. I'm gonna go in very softly because I'm not sure how this color is gonna look. I do like the size of this brush. Okay. I feel like maybe with this brow gel I would have to go in with something else. That setting spray is very dewy. Yeah, that's a dewy one. That's a dewy one. So far I am liking the brow gel, but I do feel like it's not a stand on her own product. I'm gonna let that dry down, do its thing, marry itself in with everything else, and then I will finish my brows up. I picked up the e.l.f. Primer Infused Matte Bronzer. I did not notice that it said that when I picked it up. The Primer Infused Matte Bronzer. And this again, the shade jumped, and I was kind of like surprised. I don't know if it was just the Walmart that I was picking my products up at, but it was like one that was like exactly my skin tone, and then it jumped to this one, which is called Catching Rays. And to be honest with you, it looked pretty dark. And so I feel like I'm gonna have to go in pretty light-handed with this. And again, a little bit on the reddish side. I'm one who goes more on the subtle end with my bronzers. And I'm just gonna see what's going on here. I'm gonna take just a tad more. It is a little orangish. I feel like it's fine as long as I keep a light hand. It's not too bad. But it does blend in very nicely. It's pulling a little reddish orange. I kind of saw that coming on this one. But there were no other choices for the shade because the other one just would have just been like a setting powder for me. I did forget to pick up a highlighter, so we're not going to be highlighted today. But next is the fun part. We're going to go in with eyes, and I have been eyeballing these little Perfect 10 eyeshadow palettes for a hot minute. If I'm not mistaken, this is the palette that some people say is not a dupe, but kind of like e.l.f.'s interpretation of the Makeup by Mario Ethereal palette. And I never got that palette, so I'm kind of excited to try this one. There were several shades, but this one is called Ethereal, so. This kind of neutral taupey shade. Start out with that shade. It's pretty pigmented. I like that. It's pretty. This is very blendable. There's not a ton of fallout. I mean, I'm tapping it off. There's not a ton of fallout. This is a nice eyeshadow formula. I'd say e.l.f. did a really good job with this one. I'm gonna take that same color. I've only used this one color. I feel like this would be really nice. Like I could just do this and throw on some mascara with just this color, and it's really pretty. Like simple for every day. Especially because I have been wearing a lot of neutrals, a lot of basics lately. Like cream, taupe, beige, black. I have been wearing, just that's been my thing for like the last year. That's really nice. Okay, so we want to deepen up our outer V. Okay, so these other two darker shades are pretty warm. And I don't want to go warm. So I might just go in with this one again and just pack it on the edge just to deepen it in a little bit. Let's swatch them so we can see which one would look better with this shirt. Ooh, it's got kind of like a crusty top to it, and then you can feel it like loosening up. But let's see. I feel like we should go with this color. I'm gonna go in with my finger and this one. That's pretty. Ooh. That's really pretty. Don't watch. I'm tugging my eye. Nobody watch. Nobody watch. I know, shame on me. I do it all the time. I need to stop. It's a bad habit. That's super pretty. That reminds me of my like About Face shadow stick. I think it's called Ambrosia. That's really pretty. This, everybody was talking about these Finest Fleck glitter eyeshadows, and I was like, Mary, I own so many glittery, sparkly eyeshadows, but the curiosity has taken me over, and I'm like, am I over here spending $20, $24 on an eyeshadow when e.l.f. is making them for $6? I need to know. This is the one in Champagne Showers. That's what she looks like. I thought she would be nice to put like in the inner corners, but we need to swatch her. Let's use a clean finger. Get a good. We've got that blush on our hand too, but wow, that's pulling a lot more. It's looking more silver in the camera than I was hoping for. That is pretty. It's going with my outfit, but it is pulling more silver on me than I was expecting. I was expecting more of a goldish champagne. That is super pretty though. Like, okay. Okay, e.l.f., you are Finest Fleck. Is it up there with my Moon Dust eyeshadows? I don't know. It's not giving me Moon Dust, but it is very pretty. I do like it. I am going to get a brow pencil and my eyelash curler, and I'll be right back. So I do think I have come to a final decision about the powder. the $14 side does look a lot better. It just does. It's just smoothed out more. It's much more blurred. It's just doing a better job. It's worth the extra $6. Okay, that was a surprise. All right, I am gonna go ahead and curl my lashes, and then we're going to go in with the e.l.f. Incredicurl mascara, which I have never tried this before. I haven't tried an e.l.f. mascara in a really long time. I got the mascara in brown. No wonder there was only 2 left. It's because the black one was sold out apparently. It is a very dark brown, so that's good. This is the wand. Let's get in here and see what she does to our lashes. Okay, so that's the mascara with one, let's smooth her out, one good coat on. So nothing, one good coat. I do really like the way this eye look came out. Every time I look at it in the mirror, it's neutral, it's soft, but it's still really pretty and sparkly, and I wish that inner corner wasn't as silver, but it is really pretty. Ooh, I like it. I went ahead and put a full 2 coats of that mascara on. I will say that's a mascara you gotta work quickly, like do one eye at a time if you want to do more than 1 coat. It was drying up on me and starting to clump, so, and I feel like if I would have gotten the black one and if I would have worked faster, this would be a kick-ass mascara, but I did fudge that one up a little bit. So we have this lip liner, which all the time I've heard about these $2 e.l.f. lip liners, and I picked up mine in the shade Spill the Tea. And let's see. It is gliding on really smoothly, but I did, you know, I got some really juicy lips right now. That's a nice lip liner for $2. Jeez, e.l.f. See, that's what e.l.f. used to be like kick-ass lip liner for $2, you know? Not even $10 for the eyeshadow is bad, but we're getting into $14 powders, $18 skin tints. It's just like, I don't know. Anyway. Okay, e.l.f. This is the e.l.f. Glow Reviver Lip Balm in the shade Vanilla Toffee. These, or which one are these supposed to be the dupe for? Is it the Summer Fridays or the Ole Henriksen? I can't remember. It's supposed to be a dupe for something. It smells like toffee. It does smell like toffee. Oh, it's darker. That's a lot darker than I thought. Okay. Okay, so that is a much warmer lip than I was going for. Okay, now that we know that we like the lip liner, let's save it for a different look. And let's see how this toffee looks just by itself. Ooh, no, that is pretty warm. Okay. No, it's just a warm lip. Okay, not what I was wanting, but it's very nice. It's nice. It smells like I want to bite into it. It smells like a Werther's Original. I'm going to do one last little touch up of powder, and since I know I really like this one better now, Like I've already decided that this side looks better, so we're just gonna touch up with this powder everywhere so that we can look good on both sides. I'm just going to, oh yeah, see already I like it better. It's just, ooh. Okay, that's a nice powder. That is a nice powder. I feel like if I put that dewy setting mist back on, it's just gonna do me back up, and I'm not so sure I want to do that. I just want to leave it matte. I do want to set it, so we'll go in with a little bit of the spray. Oh, shouldn't have gone with dewy. Okay, just do a little bit. Okay, so I went ahead and took my headband out, and I love the way this look came out. Okay, e.l.f. definitely knows what she's doing. She came to play. Her products do not disappoint, but I'm just not sure where this whole drugstore world of makeup is headed. It's kind of unnerving a little bit, but I did quite enjoy everything. This eyeshadow palette is super pretty, and I just wish that they had one of these that pulled a little more warmer or gold toned on me, but this is also really nice for $6, and I've actually seen these already on sale for like $3 at Ulta, I think, before. Like I said, where is drugstore makeup headed? e.l.f. definitely, at least you can go into the store, and if you are spending a little bit more for that product than you would normally expect to spend for a drugstore item, you can kind of count on e.l.f. to be there for you, that you're not going to be wasting your money. I mean, all of these products did really deliver. I'm really loving the face right now. I thought I liked that e.l.f. Halo Glow Powder, but I knew you have to go really light with it, and it kind of makes you look like the Tin Man. But this pressed version is super nice. This is like the star product, which I almost didn't pick up. I actually went back to pick this up because I was like, e.l.f., you cannot be $14 for a pressed powder. Like, what's going on? But this is really nice. So overall, I don't think any of it was a waste of money. I guess that's just what makeup costs nowadays. I really did enjoy everything. I actually, let me go back. I would switch and not go with the dewy setting mist. I'm just not a dewy setting mist type person. And the primer, it was sticky, but it did its job, so I would deal with it 100%, especially if it has the skincare benefits with the niacinamide. Yeah, overall, I would say this was absolutely a win. Thank you so much for sharing a piece of your day with me today. If you enjoyed today's video, I would truly appreciate it if you would take one more moment and either like, comment, or subscribe. Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your day.